All right, so I was on X the other day, formerly known as Twitter, and I saw a tweet, which I think they're still called tweets, I'm not really sure, but there was this girl, and she lives in the UK, and all of the credit card machines in her town stopped working. Right? She wasn't able to use a credit or a debit card to pay for anything in her town, and it might even been the entire country, who knows, but it was at least her town. And it got me thinking about two different things, really. Number one is, what would you do in that situation? Which there are a few things you can do. Number one is carry cash, with the understanding that not all stores accept cash. Right? There's a lot of stores that won't carry cash for security reasons. They either get robbed a lot, and so they don't want to have money in the register. And then the second one is they're usually smaller stores, and so they don't get enough customers paying with cash to be able to make change. Right? You can only have so much money in the register, and when people pay with big bills, and you give them change, you run out of that small bills very quickly, and then you can't make change anymore, and then you can't accept cash, right? So they either don't accept cash at all ever, or they'll accept cash until all their smaller bills are gone, and then they have to stop accepting that because they can't make change, right? So you're either overpaying for whatever the products are because they can't make change, or you have to pay with plastic. And so it got me thinking of things, because there's a lot. I live in a very, very small town, and there's a lot of mom and pop shops that don't accept cash for those two reasons. They either don't have enough cash on hand to make change, or for security reasons, because they can't afford all the lockdown equipment that a store like Walmart and Target and all these large corporations can afford. They don't have the proper security. Well, they do have the proper security, but they don't have the enhanced security that these big retail stores have. And so they don't accept cash. And so because of that, I can't shop there. And also, if those credit card machines stop working, they can't make any money, right? And so there's a lot of issues that start taking place when something as simple as a credit card machine stops working, right? But for average people like you and I, cash can be a very good option, because you can still go to Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Fleet Farm. The big box stores usually all accept cash of some sort. And then the second thing you can do is just already have everything you need, right? And as preppers, as people that like to be ready for different situations, we typically have all of that stuff on hand. We have food, we have water, we have everything we need for shelter, we need everything we have everything we need to keep warm, staying cool. We already have all that on hand, so it's not really a big deal to us. And so the other thing that it got me thinking about was, what about Amazon, right? I live in Minnesota, so if all of the credit card machines in Minnesota stopped working, could I still use Amazon? Like, could I still get free shipping and have the things delivered to my house, even though the credit card machines aren't working in the stores? Can I still order stuff online? It doesn't have to be Amazon, I guess. It could be anything online. Would that still work? And so that got me thinking about how an emergency could kind of evolve based on our modern technology, right? But then the other aspect, okay, so the one thing that it got me thinking is, what are my possibilities, right? Carry cash, have everything I need, and maybe, I don't know, order things online. And so there are solutions to solve that problem. But the other thing it got me thinking about is, I have everything I need. I have food, water, shelter, and I have freeze-dried meals that are my emergency backup, right? And it got me thinking about, how long would it be until I dug into those emergency preparedness items, right? How long would it be before I went to those freeze-dried meals? Because those freeze-dried meals are very convenient. They're very fast. You just boil water, pour it in the bag, eat. I really like freeze-dried meals. I really like Mountain House. And then when I thought about it, I was like, I can't eat those, right? Those freeze-dried meals have a 25-year shelf life. which means they are going to be good even when everything else in my house goes bad. And in a situation where you can't get anything, right? Those are going to be the hardest to replace. Those freeze-dried meals are going to be the thing that, like all the stores in the situation we're talking about, you can't buy anything, right? The stores still have rice. They still have flour. They still have everything you need to make modern meals, right? You eat everything you eat right now. All that stuff is still at the store. Those freeze-dried meals are hard to find. And so they might be the first to go, and they're going to be the hardest to replace. And so what I thought was going to be my emergency, if we can't go to the store, we have freeze-dried meals. We don't need to worry about it. But then when I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. Like, if I eat those freeze-dried meals and then all the food inside my house goes bad, I don't have any food. I can't touch those freeze-dried meals. I'm probably going to have to eat every single thing in my house first. And then once all that's done, I'm probably going to wait a few days. I'm probably going to go hungry for a few days before I tap into those freeze-dried meals, because those are the things that are going to last the longest. Those are the things that I can actually ration out over time, right? And so what I thought was a nice little security system, if the grocery stores are closed for a couple weeks, I got those freeze-dried meals, I ain't touching them. I ain't going anywhere near those. If it's a couple weeks, if it's a month, it's not worth it to me to pull out those freeze-dried meals. And once I started thinking about that, I was like, what else? You know what I mean? Like, what else do I take for granted, essentially, that I have it, and so if there's an emergency, I'm going to use it. And then I started thinking, I was like, once I use it, it's gone. And then I don't have that prep anymore. I don't have that peace of mind anymore. It's gone. And so now I'm really starting to think about things in a completely different way. Like, how can I save my preps for as long as possible? Instead of the mindset of, I have my preps, I'm going to be fine, I'll just use those. I'm not thinking that way anymore. My mindset has completely shifted to, how can I make sure that I can go as long as I possibly can before ever even needing those preps? So in that comment section down below, I want to know what your thoughts are, what you think. What would you do if you couldn't pay with a credit card for anything? A credit card, debit card, all of the resources to you available through that paying system goes away. What are you going to do? Leave that in the comment section down below. And the second thing I want to hear about is, what are your thoughts and opinions on actually using the things that you prepped? Actually using the things that you stored away, right? Were you in the same mindset as me? Or are you still in the same mindset that I was in, where if in case of an emergency, break glass, use thing, right? It's just like a fire extinguisher. If there's a fire, I'm using the fire extinguisher. But once you use that fire extinguisher, it's gone. And if another fire comes, what do? Right? I need to put out that fire in any means necessary before touching that fire extinguisher, because once I touch that fire extinguisher and I can't replace it, I'm one fire away from losing everything, right? And so now I'm constantly in that mindset of, what can I do? What do I have to put out fires? What do I have to save my resources, right? My preps aren't something that I can lean on for comfort. They're something that I need to protect. So in that comment section, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. I'm really excited to have a conversation about this topic, because like I said, I just recently came to thinking about it. Make sure to share this video, thumbs up this video, and I can't wait to see you on my next one.